Going live. Guys and girls, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Tuning in live again from the studio as we do every single week for these live sessions. I want you to all let me know again where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Drop some hellos in the chat, drop some ones in the chat, and let's get this live session going. As we do every single week, these are usually on Wednesdays, but obviously today is Thursday. For those of you who are going to be watching this back, you won't know what day it is anyway. But I was traveling the last few days in Barcelona. And what we're going to do tonight is going to give about 35 minutes worth of value around the trading markets, the financial markets, around a little bit about cryptocurrency, also around discipline, the mindset, the psychology, everything that you require to become a profitable and successful trader. So again, for those of you who don't know me, you've never seen me before, my name is Bradley Marchant. I've been involved now in the financial markets since 2017. I actually quit my job to do this full-time in late 2018, and I've been making money full-time in this space since then. Last October, moved from the UK to Marbella. I know some of you are looking at it right now thinking, man, he's got less of a tan than I have, and I live where it rains 24/7, but I can't help it. It's just how my skin sits, unfortunately. So for those of you who are watching, I want you to drop a like up at the top. I want you to click subscribe when you can. And I want you to make sure that you leave comments on the live sessions that we are hosting. I can see there's 63 of you live on here right now. So I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate, all of the conversation that we're going to have tonight as we go through this. So the first thing that I want to really go through, and I touch on this every single call, is the mindset, the psychology, and how we think when it comes to traders. I'm also going to touch on the current trades that we've had over the last few weeks, the success rate, the win rate. I'm also going to share with you how to get the best entries when it comes to trading on these financial markets, because as you know, we trade gold. But before we go into this, I am not a financial advisor. Past profits do not guarantee future results, and I can't guarantee that you're going to make money. And one of the biggest things that I love to share on these calls, I mean, for those of you who've been with us the last week, the last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks, where you've seen the win rate, you've seen the success rate, we've had an amazing day today. Yesterday was insane, right? Drop us a 1 in the chat if you've made money with us, right? Even if it's just being 1 pence, it doesn't have to be all profit, right? You can make 10 quid, 50 quid, £100. I want you to let me know in the comments section whether you have made any money copying the trades. Because when I go back to 2017, when I first started learning this in this industry, my biggest thing that I struggled with was time. So a lot of you that are watching this back right now are relatable because you work a full-time job. You may have kids. You may be in a relationship. It may be something that you're starting for the first time. You may have been someone a little bit like me where I got involved in everything that I could to try and make money. E-commerce, drop shipping, Amazon FBA. I tried doing, don't get me wrong, I did very well in network marketing. I tried this, I tried this, I tried this, I tried this. I've always tried something to be making money on side. But when I got involved in trading, the reason that I loved it and the reason I stuck with it was because it's a skill set. And I always share this on these calls that these, in the financial markets, it can get super boring. Because once you know what to do, you know how the patterns move, you know how to execute the trades effectively without letting your emotions get in the way, because that's what a lot of you guys are struggling with right now, because the trades are banging. The win rate is high. The issue is you sometimes. So what I was doing when I first got started in this, I didn't have a signals group. I didn't have someone sending me trades. I didn't have someone saying to me, hey, enter here, stop loss here, take profit here. I didn't have someone holding my hand all along the way. I was sitting on the charts. I was going from 6 p.m. at night until 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, trying to learn and understand, using Fibonacci, using Bollinger Bands, using EMAs, using support and resistance, using all the terminology in the world. But when it comes to me executing the trades, I was always there. So my bad money habits, my bad emotions, my thoughts and processes of the day, that is what was holding me back from making money. Because I was trying to treat it like a slot machine, like a roulette machine. I was trying to have that big home run, that big swing, that big win. I was trying to take my account from 500 to, £1 million as quickly as I could. And the thing is that if I'd have got that money at that time, I would have fucked it. I'd have lost every single penny again and again and again and again and again and again until something switches. And for those of you who've heard this story before, you've seen me talk about this, you may have heard it in person as well. But I took a £500 account to 42,000 in a very, very quick period of time. I felt like the man, the boy, the don. I was like, listen, I'm going to buy a Lambo in 6 weeks' time. In a couple of months' time, man, I'll have a mansion. I'll have a couple of Rolls Royces. I'm going to buy a couple of watches. I'm going to pay my mum's mortgage. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But then what happened was that God mode in me, although I still feel like that 99.99% of the time, just with a bit more of a head switch on, I tried to hit that home run and lost the 42,000 in 2 hours, right? And that hit me emotionally for a hell of a long time because it was money that I didn't have to lose. Even though I'd only lost £500, I never had that psychological loss of losing that much. So I'm here to share with you on this call. If you're watching this for the first time, there's 111 of us on here right now. There's usually 40 or 50 at this point, and it goes up to 60 maybe at some point, but there's 111 live on the call. So that means some of you are ready to learn, you're ready to grow, you're ready to change, you're ready to get to that next level. The biggest thing in this space is it's very, very easy to blame something else, to have, oh, the trades didn't hit, or the stop loss wasn't at break even quick enough, or the trade moved quick, or this happened, or there's always something. Don't get me wrong. Do we always enter at precisely at 1.5? No, sometimes it's going to move 0.5 of a pip. It might move 5 pips. It might move 7 pips. But again, to get into it, you have to click a button that says you are above 18, which means you're an adult, right? So at some point, you have to take accountability for you, for your trades, for how you place and get into the market. If you're getting to a point where after 3 trades, you're blowing your account, you're doing something wrong. Like today, we've had 1 stop loss, I think it was, maybe. I've been out and about in Barcelona, right? We've had maybe 1 stop loss or a couple of trades that have hit stop loss. That shouldn't be blowing your account. Because the other 12, 13, 14 trades that we've had that are winners, if you understand the psychology and the mindset behind that, that's why we're now given the entry points that have a 20 or 30 pip gap. This is where we're going to teach you about layering, getting into the trade, multiple entries. Because once you get into this and you can see, right, entry point is here. Stop loss is here above the previous high. For example, if it goes 10 pips the wrong way, I can enter again. If it goes 10 pips the wrong way, I can enter again. If it goes 10 pips the wrong way, I can enter again. If the stop loss is 60 to 70 pips, I might enter 3 or 4 trades. For me, I know my risk appetite. I know the appetite for risk for me. You know, I want you guys to write in the chat right now. I'm going to read it. And I want you to be honest. I don't want you to lie to yourselves. I don't want you to lie to the chat. I don't want you to lie to people watching this back. How much do you risk per trade? I want you to write that in the chat. Per trade, how much are you risking? If you don't know the answer right now, you can type, I don't know. Be honest. Because the first start of you getting to that next level in trading requires you to be honest with yourself on what it is that you're doing. Like so many of you bullshit us on support saying, oh, my internet went. Oh, my signal went. I tried pressing sell. And I put 23 trades on. I don't know how it happened. Yeah, you do. You were gambling. You were over-leveraging. You were over-trading. You were trying to make a home run. You were trying to make the money. You were trying to double your account within 24 hours, right? So some of you here are putting 1 to 2%, 1 to 2%, 1 to 2%, 1%, 0.5%, 0.01 to 0.02, 0.5. Again, this is percentage risk, 5 to 10%. A lot of you here, I guarantee it. I come and look at your MT4. I look at your history. You're lying. Most of you write 1 to 2% because you think that's the way it should be. Yes, it is. Me personally, I'm a 2 to 4% risk per trade. So I know that if shit goes wrong for me, I'm losing 8 to 16%. But for me personally, because I know my statistics, I know my win rate, I know my emotion, I know when to trade, I know when not to trade. For me personally, I'm okay with that. Today, I was traveling around Barcelona. It was a bit stinky. Like the air there is not that clear. I live in Marbella. It's much better. It was raining. We were traveling back to the airport. The airport was a mess. Trades came through, smashed it. Trades came through, smashed it. I didn't take the trades because I know how I trade when I'm emotional. So if I look at my trades and I go, bad mood, shit sleep, too much caffeine, not enough caffeine, yada, 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 loss, 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 loss. I'm not going to trade when that happens. So if I see a pattern within inside of me, I'm not going to trade. I'm not going to place trades. But then I've got to understand that on the flip side, I need to identify the exact issue that's happening for me. So if you guys understand, like I've just seen someone write that they're an over-leveraged guy, and right? But then what will happen is the emotion that hits when you do hit a stop loss, because it's happened to me so much. I go into God mode real quick. I want to make big money. I want to make quick money. I want it to last. So you go from that 0.1 to 0.2, 0.2 to 0.5, then to a 1 standard lot, then it's 2 standard lots, then it's 3 standard lots, then it's 5 standard lots, and you're thinking, shit, I'm winning. Then you do a 10 standard lot trade, and it starts to go into drawdown, and you think, the other trades hit take profit real quick. The other trades did really well really quickly. So then you start to get into panic mode, and you start to buy versus sell versus buy. Before you know it, you're hedging your bets. You're trying to buy, you're trying to sell, you're trying to capture your margin calls. For those of you who haven't been margin called yet, you will. It's going to be part of the game. But again, all of this is understanding how you think, how you speak to yourself, how you do things. Like I'm big into Bob Proctor, the psychology, our mindset, how we think, our thoughts become feelings, our thoughts become things, all of that other good stuff. So if we know this, take account of how you feel when you place a trade. If you've got a scrap of paper next to you when you're placing your trades, just write it down. You might have just come off a really shit sales call. Your kid might be pissing you off. You might have had a barney with your partner about something so minute that it's wound you up. So if you know there, don't trade, don't trade, don't trade, don't trade, don't trade. Then when it comes to you actually doing it and you're very aware of your own internal side of things, you're going to be very, very different when it comes to placing trades. So then on the other side, when something does present itself, I use crypto as a prime example here. Like I've been stacking crypto since 2017, 18. So again, there's emotional roller coasters and cycles that go through that. We can't have bullish runs all the time. We can't be bearish all the time if we're selling. You know, there has to be peaks and troughs. The same with any business. Those of you out there who run a business right now, or you've ever ran a business, or you've ever sold things, it's not always plain sailing. But if you cast your sail to go in the right direction and you start to make adjustments and tweaks to who you are, what you're about, what you think, what you speak, you know, how you are as a person, everything else will come to you in abundance. So let's use crypto as a prime example. We put some stuff out there last week, the week before that, about XRP, about VeChain, about a few of the coins that had huge potential. They've gone and done 3, 4, 5x. Again, no financial promises with this, past profits and all that other good stuff. But again, you can follow and duplicate this. When I was starting this, I didn't have this access. I didn't have someone who was giving me this for free. Because again, everything in this community that we offer has no setup fee, no monthly fee, no setup cost. It doesn't cost you a button to do it. And I think sometimes with this, that's the biggest issue. That's the biggest issue, is because there is no barrier to entry. So it's very easy to put the blame on other people when there's no expense being spared, right? So when you come into this, when you grow, like you're going to get to a point with this where you can follow every single trade, you can follow every entry, every stop loss, every take profit. And when it comes to this, you can scroll back through the community. You can see when we lose. You can see when we win. You can see when we enter, when we exit, when we have our take profits. We even share as losses. Like last week, we had 2 stop losses back to back. Stinker of a day. But again, you can't win every single trade. Like my win rate as a personal trader, I think is like 63%, 64%. But I know my statistics. So the other 40% of the time that I lose, when I don't win, I know that my win rate counteracts the losses because there's no emotion. I'm not jumping into trades. I'm not over leveraging. I'm not gambling. So as you come into this, you follow the rules, you follow the rules, you follow the rules, you follow the system, you duplicate the process. And again, if your losses are wiping you out and you feel like you have to start again, boom, then you have to start taking note of this. Like I talk about it on every call, trading in the zone. Go into trading in the zone and read that book. Because when you start to understand the process of you, who you are, what you're about, how you trade, how you place trades, how you manage your money, how your finances are. And like I can see people in here saying, oh, you delete your trades, you delete your losses, like you this, that, you're in the wrong group. Because you can go through, I could go on my phone right now, I could bring it up on screen share on here, and I could go through our group for months. And the reason that I know we share our losses is because some of you motherfuckers text me every single day. When we hit a stop loss, my phone blows up. And I want that. Delete that. I don't want you all texting me. Our support channel, right, goes nuts. Because a lot of you haven't managed the emotional side of it yet. But then we don't hear from you when there's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 trades on the bounce. Not a peep. You don't share your wins. You don't share your print screens. You don't share your profit shots. There's a stop loss and you're like, oh my God, I've lost money. Can't help it. Yada, yada, yada. Like all of that other stuff. You need to understand in this game, there is a huge part of it that you need to take on your shoulders. And I always say it as an adult. At the beginning, I struggled because I didn't have the time. I didn't have the discipline. And I definitely didn't have the money. So when I started this game, I couldn't understand why everyone else around me was winning and I was losing. Same trades, same traders, same community, same network. The only thing that was different was this person had managed their emotion and I hadn't. So then when it come to it, I was the always person losing and wondering, why? How do these guys win? So it's going to be the same on every single walk of life, every single trade, right? As you go through all of this, you can place every single trade that we do. You can place every single thing that we do, stop loss, entry, take profit. And as we go through this, we're going to get to a point with this where we've got the copier in place. We've got everything set for you. That's going to be coming in the new year. So we're going to have a full copier system in place that will replicate the same trades that we do. And again, like this is something that's only going to be open to the community. I've got a boot camp launching in January, only open to the community. If you're not with inside our network, like I saw someone above, you know, they're saying, oh, I think someone's sharing your trades. That's okay to an extent, right? But if you can come to this with like, oh, we're going to get access to this, and there's no setup fee, there's no cost, there's no monthly, then it's a no-brainer because you're going to learn the skill set, you're going to learn the system in this, right? As you go through this, you're going to understand why we're doing what we're doing because the barrier to entry for most people is time and money. So if we can help you get your time back by not having to sit and spend 12, 14, 15, 16 hours on the charts, and you can also save your money and invest that into your network, into your community, into placing trades, into building your own kind of portfolio, if you will. Anyone who took the XRP stuff, I think we're like 500% up or something stupid like that since we first initially put that out. The VeChain is exactly the same, right? So as we go through this, we want to give you all the tools physically necessary to be able to get to a point with this where you can do this full time, where you can quit your jobs. You know, I hosted an event back in Leeds. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Time's absolutely flying. And I want to get this to a point where we can be hosting these events all up and down the UK. We can be hosting them here in Marbella. We can be hosting them in Dubai. We can be hosting them on a regular basis. So as we get with this, I'm just going to do something really quickly. There we go. I keep reading your chats and it's absolute nonsense most of the time. But yeah, so as we do this, like the goal with this is for you to get to a point where you can duplicate and replicate everything within inside the community, everything within inside the network. And you don't have to worry about the how-to on the back end. But also, that's where on the boot camp, you can come in and you can have the A to Z. I want to show you how to set up TradingView effectively. I want to show you how to set alerts. I want to show you how to read the chart yourself. I want to show you eventually how to understand the higher highs, the higher lows, the lower highs. So when we do send a signal, you can go onto that chart, you can press sell or buy, and you can put your stop loss below, or you can put your stop loss above. So then that way, then you have your own understanding that if the trade breaks this, good. If the trade breaks below here, good. I understand that that is the structure point that I'm looking for. Because inside of trading, it's very, very easy on the sideline to call, oh my God, it should have done this. It should have done this. Why weren't you buying when it should be selling? Why wasn't it selling when you should be buying? Like, that's the easiest thing from an outsider's perspective to do when you don't understand trading. Because if you don't understand liquidity, you don't understand imbalance, you don't understand support and resistance, break and retest, you don't understand why the banks, the government, the hedge funds are putting their money into the market at that time, you're already massively behind. But then it takes years to learn and understand the sentiment of why trades are being taken. So for me, that's why I was very grateful that I had at the beginning a small group of people around me who could help guide me like I'm trying to do with you now. That's why with inside the network, it's going to take you a little bit of time. You can't expect to be having home run. Like this, the strategy that we typically trade with inside the community is scalping based. That's why you see bank 20, 30 pips, bank 20, 30 pips, bank. I think the other day we had 4 or 5 opportunities for it to go 20, 30 pips, 20, 30 pips, 20, 30 pips, 20, 30 pips, 20, 30 pips. You could have got all of them. The next one we put to break even and it tapped us out. Great stuff. But there, if you understand layering, you understand how to get in and out of the market. Because when it, like someone, I think it was Kirsten who mentioned this, when it's in blue, it's up to you. If your trades are in profit and you're winning, but then you're letting it hit stop loss, that is down to you. Because you can close that trade whenever you want. You can set up a MetaTrader 5 account if you want, transfer all your money from MetaTrader 4 to MetaTrader 5, and you can close all your positions at once. You can drag it on MT5. I know we use MT4 at the beginning. That was mainly for the copier service. But again, you can have 2 accounts, one for the copier, one for the live sessions. So then when you're coming into this and you're following it to a T, are there going to be times where you may miss a trade to break even? 100%. Is there going to be times where you miss trades going from, 5 or 10 pips different on entry? 100%. If you don't have the thought process there to emotionally get into that, that's okay. Miss that trade, right? If the trade's already moved 10 pips in towards profit, maybe don't take it straight away. Because the trades always have pullbacks. They always have pullbacks. So if you know there, right, well, it's already moved 10, 15 pips. I'm going to wait for the market to come back. I'm going to wait to re-enter. It comes back to entry. It might go 10 pips into drawdown, 15 pips into drawdown, 20 pips into drawdown. So by then, you've re-entered, you've got a better entry, and you've got another better entry. So when trade comes back down to entry point, you can bank that 20, 30, 40 pips and get out. And that's what a lot of the successful traders are doing with inside the space, is they're getting in and out multiple times per day. They're banking the profits, and then letting the riders ride. So what I mean by that is once the trades start to run, take partials. When it gets close to take profit 1, I've shown you guys how to set alerts. You can literally go onto there and you can close or modify the position, click on close, and you can close it and take partial profits. If you're trading with 0.01, you obviously can't do that because that's the lowest denomination that you can do. But that might be great for you there to just bank that trade. If you're trading with, let's say, 1.00 or 0.1, and your trade's 50 pips in profit, so you're now either 50 or 500 pounds up on that exact trade, how does it feel? And I want you guys to write this, actually. I want you to write how it feels when you've gone from being 50 pips in profit, 50 quid, £5, £500, whatever denomination you're trading, when it goes all the way back to 0 and you're watching it. I want you to write down how that feels. Because if you understand that that emotion there is what's stopping you, that emotion there is what's holding you back from getting to that next level. Because, I shared in the group the other day, you're like, oh shit, I've checked my trades 10 times already. It's only been open 5 minutes. I'm driving, I'm checking on the dashboard all the time. Boom, boom, boom. You're looking at your trade over and over and over again, over and over and over again. You're watching it go from being 50, 60, 70 pound in profit all the way back. 50, 60, 70 pound in profit all the way back. 50, 60, 70 pound in profit all the way back. Makes you feel sick, anxious, nervous, gutted. Like most days, it's frustrating, it's annoying. So what if you got used to a point where whenever that kicks in, you close the trade? Yes, it might run another 250 pips into the profit. But if something is causing you emotion, stress, worry, anxiety, it's getting you to a point with this where you're worrying about it, and it's making you think and it's making you conscious of how you're feeling, start banking profits. Because like my biggest motto, my biggest theory with inside trading is you cannot go broke taking profits. So if you're in a position with this where over and over again, you're seeing the trade go 50 pips up, 30 pips up, and it's then going back to entry and you're thinking, shit, take the trade, close the trade. If it comes back to entry, enter again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Before you know it, you'll get to a point where you're looking at your trades at the end of the day. You're less stressed, you're less anxious, you're less worried. There's less emotion kicking in now. And you're looking, you're like, oh, I'm having a winning day. And yes, you might have some that go into drawdown, but guess what you can do? Layer up, place a few more trades. Like I said, my average trade, I'm taking 2 to 4 trades per trade, depending on the entry points, depending on my stop loss, depending on how busy I am, because I want to be able to manage it a tiny little bit. I'm going to wait for the trade to get 20, 30, 40 pips up. I'm going to hit my alert. It's going to notify me. I'm going to go on there. I'm going to adjust my stop loss to above entry. I'm not a break-even kind of guy. I know some of you guys see on the community break-even, 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 right? I'm not a break-even kind of guy. I don't like the thought of, like, imagine, this is my motto on it, like stepping into a ring to fight and then just being like, I'm okay with a draw. I either want to win or lose. So for me, if I know that my stop loss is above entry, might only be 2 pips. But for me, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, I can see a little bit of blue. It might be 4 pence, might be 14 pence, it might be 17 pence. But when I close it at break even and it ends up like minus 32p, minus 32 pound, minus 320 pound, depending on what lot sizes you're trading, right? Go with this, follow the system, take the trades, and go through the process. Because I say to you, most of you won't be here in 6 weeks. The group of people that are in right now, that are trading, that are active, that are placing trades, you might not be here in 6 months. But I know those of you who are committed, that are engaged, that are tuning in on a regular basis, that are placing the trades with us, that are learning with us, you're in the school community, you're following the system. The ones who are chatting shit, that are emotionally damaged with this, you're the ones who aren't plugged in. You're only following the signals. You're probably in 10 different channels. You're placing the trades from every single Tom, Dick, and Harry. You've got no strategy. You've got no system. Your emotions are all over the place. You're not following the school. You're not learning. You're not jumping on these calls every week. You're probably not reading the books. You're not emotionally moving yourself forward. But then it's very easy to put blame on every single other person other than you. And that's why, like, I can guarantee by some of the stuff that I hear and see on text messages, on chats that I'm following, I can see why the account balances are where they are. If the emotions and how they're feeling have been the same for the last 5, 10, 15 months, let alone years, you've had the same patterns all this time. So for me, what I want to do is start to break them patterns, make you think differently, make you start to think, shit, yeah, he's right. I shouldn't trade when I'm emotional. I shouldn't trade when I've had a Barney. I shouldn't trade when I've done this. I shouldn't trade when I've done that. As you do this over and over again and you place more trades, you get more active, you do more of this, you do more of that, that's where you will be in a position with the financial markets that you can say, right, I'm comfortable putting 20, 30, 40, 50 grand in now. The clients that are so emotionally detached with us that have the biggest capital, 250, 300K, they're the ones who I never hear from. I get the print screens at the end of every single day with their profits and losses, how many trades they've taken. Every single thing that it is that we're doing from a network perspective is to get you guys to a point with this where you can go full time. Because if you can learn every single part of the journey, it's over. But most of you won't be around for that long for it to get to that position. I'm just sharing this as a true perspective. You know, some people don't like to hear this. They don't like some home truths. They don't like it being honest, real, and raw. But like for me, I prefer it like that. So right now, if you go look through our group, how we're having some stop losses, yes. But the wins hugely outweigh the losses. So if you can get to a point with that where you can see why is he entering that trade? Why is that trade being placed there? Why is the stop loss going there? Why are the take profits there? How long do I hold it for? Over time, that's everything that I'm going to teach. So then the trade that moved today that did 300, 400, 500 pips, most people aren't holding that. So it's all well and good when people say to me, we need trades that go 300, 400, 500 pips. But you're not holding them for that long. The people who are saying that to me are the ones who are gambling like fuck. They're reloading their account every week. They're in 26 different Telegram groups. They're not sure whether they're buying or selling. They're the ones whose emotions are all over the place and they're in and out of the market like that. 5, 10 pips, 5, 10 pips, 5, 10 pips. So then why not replicate something that's working? But then learn on the other side how to take the trades for longer, how to look on the 4-hour chart and take the trades in a longer position. For those of you who were here last week, I broke down to a T the gold trade stuff, imbalance, break and retest, the structure points. If you look at the chart on the 4-hour time frame, go look exactly what it's done. It's come back, it's caught liquidity, it's balanced the market back out, run. Right? All of this here is to help every single person of you get to the next level, grow. And like when I'm doing these calls, like these calls might, going forward, I might actually just pre-record these and put these out. Like there's a lot of stuff that we're wanting to do. There's a lot of stuff that we're wanting to implement. But I think the biggest thing that I'm going to focus on right now for you guys is the boot camp. So when I can start to do that there, and there's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours worth of education. We're doing the live calls every week. There's multiple trades going out per day. The goal with this is to get you to a point where you can quit your jobs. Because most of you that are wanting more, that are saying do of this, do of that, you're still clocking in and out. And you're still not enjoying what it is that you're doing. So it's very easy to bring that emotion into something else. So that's where right now for us, like I love the energy in the group. I love the chat. I love the upgrade that we're doing. I love the new trader that we've got, because for us, that's what all of you were crying out for anyway. Oh, we need more trades, because on the other side, like I'm not going to name names on here, but I'm reading certain things. The people who are saying bring back bigger stop losses were the same people who 2 weeks ago were crying about it. I'm getting private chats here on my Telegram, on my WhatsApp. I don't want to put it on here, right? But like the same people are the ones on the back end saying we need more of this. We need shorter stop losses. We need more trades because I'm watching this group over here and they do it. For me, I stay in my own lane. I'm like a racehorse. I've got my blinkers on. I'm not looking left. I'm not looking right. And if you don't like it, the group is free. You're free to leave. No one's holding you here with chains on, but I guarantee the reason that you're sticking around is because you're taking the trades. You're making money. You're educating yourself while you do it. So when the whole group in a couple of weeks has a full revamp and you have to be with inside the network to stick around, I guarantee there's a different story then. People flood the DMs. I want to be back in. Let me in. I want access. Because there's no cost, no setup fee, no weekly. That's it. Vamos. So like for me, I'm going to be very, very strict right now going forward. We've just hired a full team on the back end. to start monitoring stuff, to start doing more stuff with supports, to start build out systems, to start helping on every single part within inside the community. Because you guys who are showing up, that are doing things week in, week out, that are being here on a regular basis, that are taking the losses with us, you're taking the wins with us, you're the people that I want to pour into, not people chatting fucking bum sniff in the chat. That is not what I want. Like, if I read that shit and you're in any of our groups after tonight, you're gone. I don't give a fuck. Adios. I'll find the names. I don't mind. Because for me personally, my energy, my aura, how I am as a person, I would rather that be protected day in, day out. And I don't want to read shit in my inbox, in Telegram, in WhatsApp, especially not on a fucking live, right? So that for me, if I see it, vamos, out, go, adios, vale. I'm in Spain. I'm trying to learn Spanish, do two Spanish classes a week, right? But for this, I don't have to do this every week. I've just got back from Barcelona, tired as fuck. I've been traveling. I could be sat on the sofa right now watching Rick and Morty or something. Maybe with a joint and a cup of tea, right? I don't really smoke weed, but I feel like I need it after this trip in Barcelona, okay? I look at people putting some Spanish words in the chat now, trying to catch me off. I can't speak Spanish, guys. But if any of you have any questions in the chat where you would actually like, stuff, ask. Oh, shit, we've got. Let me go back. But if you guys have any questions in the chat that you would like answering, like, don't feel, you can ask whatever you want in here. Yes, it's a live chat. I might not always read it out, but you can ask whatever you want, right? So to get to a point with this, can we have a little more training on chart reading and candle patterns? 100%. Yeah, that's going to be in the bootcamp as well. Like, for me, the understanding the chart and how to understand that from a visual perspective is very, very key. So yeah, they'll be on that. Candle patterns will be in there as well, understanding what each of the parts mean. The doji candles, the hammer candles, the spinning tops, engulfing candles, all of that stuff. You mentioned MT5. Should we be using that? No, you shouldn't be using that. For me personally, I've been playing around in it the last couple of days, maybe since Monday now. And the only thing that I like, and this is me just being honest, I like the fact that I can go onto the chart and I can drag my stop loss to entry point. I don't have to go in, hold it down, click on modify, delete my stop loss. I don't have to do any of that. I can go on, I can edit my take profit real quick. I can edit my stop loss real quick. So in this, that's one thing that I'm looking for is just ease of use. The reason that we promoted MT4 last time, just from a transparency standpoint, is when we had copiers in play and all that other stuff, copiers only allow MT4. So if when we launch the copier service again, and you want to use MT4 and MT5, your MT5 won't be able to get linked up to a copier. That's the only difference. Bootcamp is going to be on the middle of January, I hope. When you say team viewer, I hope you mean trading view, but that will be on there as well. How many traders is there? There's one active trader right now. Totally new to all this. It's Claire. Good stuff. Yeah, be here. Like, just turn up, get active with this. And the more you engage yourselves within this, the easier it's going to be for you. Because if you're the person who comes in to like I call them energy vampires, right? If you come in just to steal someone's energy and you only go into a group chat when there's negativity, like, unfortunately, you're the type of person I don't want around me. Like, when it comes to events, I see them type of people and I won't give them time because I already know you're going to chat shit. I might have just delivered 99% of pure fire and value about mindset, psychology, boom, 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 boom. And I might have mentioned that we had 2 stop losses. And the only part that type of person focuses on is the negativity. And that's not the stuff that we want to breed, especially not if I'm going to start doing live events, webinars and all that other good stuff. Next event, I'm hoping for February. Just before, I've just been told today there is... I've just been told today that there is a school holidays in February, so it'll be before then. so that you guys will come into it. I'm not sure where it's going to be yet. Obviously, I'm from Leeds. I travel home to see family. So again, it'll be there, no cost to you guys that are looking to do this. So, but I'm going to keep these calls going for you on a week-by-week basis. Obviously, next week, next Wednesday, that should still be fine. I fly home to Ireland on that day, but that should be perfectly fine. I just won't be in the studio. But I want you guys in this to get to a point where you feel comfortable placing trades, you feel comfortable entering the market, and you're getting to a point with this where the emotions aren't there as much. When you're entering the trades, you're in profit, whether you're in drawdown or not. Like, I want this to be such a simple journey for you that eventually, when you get a little bit of spare money, you feel a bit more comfortable, you up your account size, if you will, your lot sizes increase, and just you as a person starts to get to a point where you're like, yeah, it's going to be fun. Trading, I'm telling you right now, once you're in, it's boring. Placing the same fucking trades, waiting for the same stop losses, waiting for the same take profits. You're waiting for the same entry points, same exit points. The candles are dancing around, doing nothing most of the day. Then eventually spike, and it's like, oh, we could have caught that. Yes, we could, but we also could have been the wrong way. Yada, yada, yada. And the thing that you'll always get with me, and those of you who know me a little bit more, I'm real, I'm raw, and there's no bullshit here. Right? Nothing. So for me, when we come into this, I'll tell it straight. Some people might not like it. Some people might leave. Some people might go somewhere else. Some people might not talk to me. Some people might block me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. But I can't change who I am. I'd rather be real, raw, and direct rather than dancing around trying to be everyone's friends, because that doesn't work. So guys, on that note, I'm going to get to a point where I want all of you to head over to my YouTube, even you negative ones. I want you to like it. I want you to subscribe. I want you to drop some comments. As of probably Saturday, I'm dropping a vlog. I'm going to start doing daytime vlogs. You're going to see the trades. You're going to see when I enter, how I enter. You're going to see the drawdowns. You're going to see me getting my hair cut while I do it. Like, all that other shit. Like, I'm placing the same trades as you guys. So when we have a bad day, trust me, I'm losing with you, right? When we're hitting stop losses, I'm not having a fun time either. Like, some of you guys think we're just putting trades out for the shits and gigs to be like, oh yeah, we'll place trades. Woo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be losing trades. I want to be hitting stop loss. I want to be making money. I want to be getting to a point with this where we're all buying yachts and planes and jets and rollies, paying his parents' mortgage, which is the main key. But guys and gals, I appreciate every single one of you taking the time out on here. I'm going to go over to my YouTube right now. And there's at least double on here than what there usually is. And we're still going. I'm going to go to this right now. And if this hasn't gone up by at least 2, then you guys aren't fucking with me. You're not rocking with me. You're not supporting me. You're not helping me. And I might as well be sat at home, chilling out. Oh, it's gone up by 20. Sick. Do it again. Those of you who haven't done it, go click it, get some more done. If you're watching this back, it's the first time ever seeing me, you're not part of the community, click the links below, reach out, ask some questions, and I'm never one to shy away from a conversation. So guys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you jumping on, tuning in, engaging, being here week in, week out, being real and raw. And again, if you have any questions or there's things that you struggle with, you've got my school, you've got my Facebook, you've got my Instagram, you've got my YouTube, you've got my everything's there for you to literally reach out on, ask questions, and, closed mouths don't get fed. We've got a support channel there for you to be able to engage with, to be able to ask questions with. And I always say, like, we're here to win together, we're here to lose together, but in 6, 12, 18 months' time, you'll be very, very pleased that you stuck around. So guys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you, tuning in, jumping in, plugging in. I'm going to go have a sip of water because I'm currently on a no drinking until something happens. I've got a goal that I've set for the next 12 months. So I'm going to have, other than a little sip Christmas, I'm going to have 12 months off of it. So guys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. Deuces. Bye-bye.